Well, this is getting interesting as we go. You guys have heard what he said. So I would love for you to also maybe if you can oppose to what he said, but also I also want you to tell me something. You guys talked about the government building schools or creating educational facilities for the country. But now, the question I have is whether that educational system or what they have is quality enough and it is vital for young people to develop skills and knowledge. So that's what I want you to tell me. And also you can put oppose what he said. One of you could talk about that.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. Well, I will refer you to GTI, which is an institute established by the government of the Gambia, and it basically provides technical skill for students who are there. And then we have seen dozens of Gambians who graduated from GTI with their skills in architecture, in construction, in building, in even engineering. I mean, I will refer you back to one man, who's Musa Ju. He mostly construct this GTU, their main offices, their branches, like Brikama, and other places. I mean, that man, he graduated from GTI, and then he went and established his own company. And now he's doing well. I mean, go to Namek, they will tell you most of their staff, or I mean 95% of their staffs are students who graduate from GTI. So all these, I mean, are signals. I mean, that is telling you and I that, I mean, the institution that are established, I mean, by the government or that are established in this country, I mean, are really doing well and they are offering quality education to students. Because if they were not, I am in the fervent belief that these people whom I mentioned here will not be able to be out there establishing their own companies and they are doing well in this country. So the fact is, I mean, we have to agree on something, that the youths of this country are reluctant. That is a hard fact. If I tell you, let's go and invest in agriculture in the Jahal and Pacha rice field, your response will be, you think I am useless? Because most people think that agriculture is useless and there is not enough money. That is the problem. So youths in this country are not willing to take risks, are not willing to be innovative. I will refer you back to one man who is Salif Malo and he's from Kemal Samasit. And last time, there is a medium in Facebook that posted his future. That I mean, he ventured into agriculture and rice cultivation on the crops. And that man, he's in Gambia here, and he's doing well in agriculture. So the problem is we have to take risks, and we have to take the lead. We lead and others follow. So the problem is, I mean, Gambian youth, most of them are not willing to take out the lead and to be innovative. Facilities, I mean, all the choices are trying to day in, day out to make sure, I mean, these things are put in place. And in schools, in fact, subjects are introduced. So there's technical drawing. We have seen so many grades of students in the graduate, and they're technically oriented. And let's go to St. Peter's now. St. Peter's is a school which is technically oriented. Most of their students have been well in their studies, not in school, but even abroad. Understand? So I think the foundation is very important. So even they are not here in this country and they are abroad right now. But what can tell you that is the foundation, like the decisions that they went through. I mean, that place, there is quality education, or their skills, or things that they were taught, or things that were of value, and they were something that's very important. That's why they're able to do well, or they're excelling now. So the fact is, in the country we have institutions, we have schools that are trying day in, day out to make sure we have quality and standard education. But the problem is the youth. And most of the youth in this country are thinking of great. They all want to go to Europe. So I think we have to eradicate. It's high time we eradicated that notion that we can all go to Europe. That's
so as a person, what do you think is the root cause for that? I mean, for people thinking of going to the pathway if the country has a future for them.
The problem is, like I mentioned earlier, like if I ask Adam, let's go and venture in agriculture, what they will say is that there is not enough money.
So what if people say it's because the agriculture system is not supported as
it is supported. I mean, President Adam Barrow, I mean, and even Yahya Jammeh now, let's go to the former president. He sent over 100 tractors to support. It is an agri camp so that people will venture into agriculture. But most of the farmers in CRR or most of the youth in CRR are reluctant, they are not willing. That's the fact. We have to establish fact here. The fact is the youth are reluctant. No matter how supportive you are, if the people that or the parties that you are supporting is not willing to do it, it will fail obviously. And that is the fact, that is disturbing us as of now. The support is coming gradually. And remember, Gambia, we have a very sick economy. You understand? That's the fact. We have a sick economy. That is why, things are not, that much going. But, support is being given. You understand? So youth have to join the authorities. While giving that support also. When they say together, we move and divide we shall fall. So if I'm going to left and you are going to right, where are we heading to? We are going in the wrong direction and, there we are going to fail. So there is a problem. The people are reluctant in this country. Most importantly, they all want to go to Europe. And forgetting that we can make it in this country. Support is being given in our educational sector, in our agricultural sector. Understand? But the problem is, like I mentioned earlier, and I will repeat that again, is mindset, that notion that we have there to know money. And it is high time is took the lead and lead people for it. That's my submission.
Well, he said, he has done on that case that the people are reluctant, or the young people are reluctant. So you people submit the issue of unemployment opportunities. So I want you to tell me, according to Musa, what he said, he said 60% of the young people in this country, the young people are employed. So with that submission, don't you think, the country has a future for the youth? Or maybe it's just the youth that are not ready to take up responsibilities?
One thing we have to understand one thing, Musa and Ibrahim, that you said our talk actually centered on it is centered on high unemployment rate. Anything that is the topic of this nature, anything that we are going to talk about will revolve around high unemployment rate. You have to understand one thing, and that is, I heard Musa saying that the youths are not willing to take, are not willing to take risk. Because as my co-debater said, that they are not being given support. They are not being given support. That is why most of them had to what? They get frustrated, so they have to embark on the back way. And then we all know the impediments that they actually faced. That is as a result of the government not, giving support to the youths. The government is not creating any job opportunity for youths.
Let's hold on to that. The issue of the Bagwe.
Yes.
Is it free? Is it free to go to Bagwe?
Yeah, it is open to go the bad way.
No,
for the fact that you have the money.
Okay.
Understand? For the fact that you have the money, and then people can have in different ways.
It's very important.
Some people, their family would go down the line to in fact support them to go the bad way.
Yes.
Because the government did not create any place for them where they could exploit their talent as citizens of this country. So they would also see, okay, my government is not ready to give me what I want, so why not I go to other countries and work there so that I will have a better future. And at the end of the day, what's more in fact disheartening is they will go there and they will be working there and they will be paying tax to those people, their government, and those people will be developing their nation.
Yes,
still we are retarded.
Still back to the question. The money that they are using to go to Bagwe, can it be done with something valuable to this country? And that could help, even not for them, but the future youth that are coming.
Now, what if, let's say, the youth, the person, having the money, let's say, is not, he sees the, let's say, the job market, it's not that much good for him or her to actually get, let's say, business. Let's say the person wants to engage in agriculture, you understand? But then the person fear for the fact that the government would not, or the government does not create, let's say, a farm insurance scheme. A farm insurance scheme, this would simply mean that the government creating a policy in which they are going to support the farmers, anybody who engage in agriculture when there is a natural disaster. At the end of the day, like when they have a problem, let's say a fire outbreak, and then their products are happening to, let's say, destroyed, so the government could compensate that. So if the government is not creating that, opportunity for those people, they would say, okay, there is no way I can actually invest, let's say, in agriculture. So why don't I use that money and go the back way? I think that answers the question.
Well, now, down to 2021, 2022, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Adam Barrow, talked about creating 150 jobs for this country. So don't you think that is a signal of the country creating that future for the youth? If you are comfortable, you can also answer the question. But we have heard the President talked about, creating 150 jobs for the country. So are you guys doing any follow-up to see whether that is happening or not?
One thing, formulation of policies and making promises is one thing, but making actions is another thing. Now, is that practical acts? From the time, I mean, Barrow said that from 2020.
Well, I should ask you. I should ask
No,
you.
it is not happening. I haven't seen anything. I should also ask you the same thing. Because it is not happening. Because it is not happening. Understand? If it is happening, the youth would have take advantage of it. But because it is not happening, still now, every day people are going to backward. Because they want to have a future. Because they want to live a better life.
Okay. So, Sirif.
Yes.
Sirif, you talked about something very important here. You said young people are not, the issue of practicalizing things. But now, are you not hearing of this common saying that many young people in this country are not willing to be educated, are not willing to take part in the national development of this country?
When something happens, there are factors responsible behind it. If one can tell you that this youths of this country are not willing to take part in national development, why are they not willing? What are some of the factors responsible? Like for instance, you gave an example that is whether the individual, the money that he or she would have utilized to go in for banking, whether he or she wouldn't have utilized that money to develop him or herself within the country. Let's take a look at the agricultural sector as he just put it.
Yeah.
If you take, for example, you are expected to utilize $100,000 and then go to banking. You take that $100,000, invest it on the agricultural sector. Obviously, when you are done with your farming, the products that you get, they involve certain issues. That is marketing. And always Gambian farmers complain of marketing. Governments buy it at a very low cost. And even if the government buy it now at a very low cost, what would happen? The government will not buy everything about it. Because we lack what? The processing and the storage industries. So now if you are lacking the processing and the storage industry, obviously you cannot buy all. So at the end, what they would have invested would have depleted. If the guy had invested, example, $100,000, at the end of the day, instead of getting profit, the guy would get something like $50,000. So this is a mindset that make them do it. But provided that their country is stable, they will not move. Why is it that you compare the Europe, other countries? That is Europe. Why is it that for them, their citizens are not always trying to run away from their countries in order to go and look for job opportunity? It's because their country is stable. It's because their youths are having a future. But then if their youths are not having a correct future, obviously they will leave their country to go for another country.
Well, that is a great submission there. But let me hear the reaction from Musa and Ibrahima. Ibrahima, you have heard what they said. Well, I talked about something. The Barrow government told us that they are going to create 150 jobs. So you people thinking that this country has a future for youth, what do you think that signifies? Do you think, it was just a mere promise as they said, or is it being in process to make sure that it is, accomplished?
Yeah. I think that's a very good question. With regard the promises that Barrow made. At some point I can say, even not fully, if the promise is not fully fulfilled, but it is halfway or partially fulfilled at some point. Because as we speak right now, in Farado they are, constructing, hospitals. And these hospitals, it's not like foreigners will come and work there. Instead, it is Gambians, obviously. Because looking at the amount of Gambians right now, as we speak, we know that they are venturing into nursing and studying of medicine. We have, bunches of Gambians, and these people are youths. So in a nutshell, you realize that they are now trying to build a foundation or a future for our upcoming youth or for the upcoming generation. Okay, so moving on also, I am saying that the Gambia has future for the youth, for the mere fact that let's talk about our music industry and that of the tourism industry as well. The music industry, we all know that it is under the National Center for Arts and Culture. And then as we speak, we've seen so many young Gambians, so many young talented Gambians who know that they are venturing into music and they are doing their utmost best. And it is all because of the support of the government. Let's talk about the tourism industry. The government is able to, invest a lot of money in the tourism industry so as to create many job opportunities to the youth of this country.
Well, Musa, I think I have to cut it there. You talked about young people doing well in music and lots of money being invested in the tourism industry. But now let's take this. There are also many young artists, especially upcoming artists, complaining of the issue of not being supported in this country. Also, there are people in the tourism industry that are saying there are lots of corrupt activities that the government is doing that is making lots of tourists not coming to this country. What is your take on that?
Well, with regard to the tourism industry, you know, in this life, whatsoever you do, people must criticize. They say if you want to be nothing, do nothing, say nothing, and obviously you'll be nothing. But then to me, to my own point of view, the tourism industry is doing well. And that is why as we speak, many people are having job opportunities. Not only job opportunities, but some are in fact at some point lucky to have, I mean, these white men whom you know that they will have relationship with them, and these people will end up taking them to, I mean, the diaspora that is abroad. And when they are taken abroad, guess what? When they have good job, obviously they will be able to have they will earn a decent living to an extent of even, I mean, supporting to the government at some point. You realize that this man, I want to call it Ahmed Talbe Benzura for Cardiff municipality, is usually supported by most of the people in the diaspora, and that is why he is able to do well. So, but where does this comes from, or where has it started from? It is through the tourism industry that we are able to have all of these things.
But what about
and also the music industry? Yeah. We've seen so many artists whom you know they are usually interviewed. I mean, the likes of Dogfather and many other young upcoming, I mean, artists. They are usually interviewed because why? They are doing well, and then it is the responsibility of these media outlets to show it to the public that these people are doing well.
But don't you think, one of you can answer this, don't you think, I mean, the excelling of a particular music industry has to do with how well people listen to it internationally? But most of the people will say, I mean, Gambian music is more of national than international.
Okay, Adam, I believe you have to understand one thing. Supported person whom you believe is delivering well. Most of these artists that are growing up right now are just singing national music. Let me refer you back to some artists who are saying things that doesn't make sense. Being a person, being a genuine person, will you rush your relationship with a particular person? It's a boring question here.
Well, unfortunately, I can't answer the question. So
yeah, okay, so you will never do that. You understand? Because you will not put your resource on something that would at the end or in the future you don't have any reaction for you. So the problem is the artists that are doing well, ST and others, whenever they call for album launching, thousands of Gambians convert into their album and support is given to them. So you cannot just be someone from nowhere, start singing music that doesn't even make sense. And
so Ibrahim, what about internationally? How is the reaction to the people to Gambian music?
No, I think Gambian music is escalating now for this circle of time. The arrival of ST and Jizzle and others are doing well. I mean, Nyancho, in fact, just recently in 2022, he was away in London. I've been saw there, and ST, likewise ST, and Jizzle too. So this shows that now our music is escalating because support is given to them. We have seen Momo Sabali, in fact, gave support to Nyancho, and even traveled with him up to England. So all these are things that are showing that now, support is being given. You know, now it is gradually going on. You know, you cannot just jump and do things rampant. But people who are doing well, I'm sure they are giving the support and they are escalating. And then to that, I will just come to Serif's point, where he made mention of traveling. People are leaving Gambia to Europe. I think you have to understand that it is not because of the high rate of unemployment where people are leaving country to a country. We have seen Europeans who are in this country. We have seen Cuban doctors who are in this country. It's not because that there is no employment there is high rate of unemployment in Cuba. They are here for a purpose. So I want to withdraw the statement that Gambians leave Gambia to Europe because there is high rate of unemployment. I'll tell you that people are from America, from England, and come to the Gambia, investing and doing well here. So that does not mean in America, in England, there is no employment. They are here for a purpose, and you have to understand that not everyone who travel to a particular place is because of high rate of unemployment. People have different mission, and that both to be respected. If I leave the Gambia today for England, you cannot, you will not be there to say I leave Gambia for England because Gambia has high rate of unemployment. Please note that. Thank you.
Yeah. I want to put something across here. We need to understand one thing as Africans. Why is it that when Africans travel to European countries, we call it illegal migration? But when tourists come to the Gambia, we call them as tourists. We need to change this mentality.